Warning: Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names yet, but we assure you they will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Prospect Watch with your host, Lance Green.
Yes, sir. Guys, back again with Prospect Watch, a podcast that focuses solely on the discovery and promotion of some of the best young talent in the game today from all reaches of the world. I'm your host, Lance Green, and of course, the man that just threw me the introduction, my co-host, Steel. Steel, how are you?
Man, I'll tell you what, we got an amazing show for you guys lined up this week. We've got an amazing talent sitting in with us, don't we, Lance?
Yes, sir. This week's guest is none other than 15-year-old hockey prodigy Rocco Pelosi from the national champion award-winning Mount St.Charles Academy 14U AAA team. Rocco, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh man, I can't tell you, I can't express to you how grateful we are that you're here,
Right.
and that we finally get to do this. We finally get to sit down and let this happen. And so, what we're gonna do here is Lance is gonna let the folks out there know exactly what's going on with you. So, first of all, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us and for hopping on over here to Prospect Watch as we welcome this great young talent, Rocco Pelosi. So, Lance, get us familiar with this phenom talent.
Right. So, for those of you that don't have TikTok or pay attention to YouTube, where videos of this young man are blowing up everywhere right now, let me fill you in. Rocco, like I said, is a 15-year-old dynamic forward who can seemingly do whatever he wants out on the ice. And by this, I mean his abilities are so far off the charts right now that he simply dominates every single game and or tournament that he plays in, which was made evident this year by his 87 goals and 83 assists for an incredible 170 points, Steele, and
Wow.
only 64 games. All right? That is a
Woo!
whole
Oh
lot of
my.
points.
Oh my, that's a lot of
Uh,
points.
that is a lot of points. Folks, that means he averaged 1.35 goals a game and 2.65 points per game this past season. Man, that is
Yes,
an
please.
amazing. That is amazing, right? Especially because he was not just playing against your local area's teams, right? He was going up against prospect factories like Shattuck St. Mary's, BK Selects, the Pens Elite,
Yeah, man.
Mid Fairfield,
Playing
you
against
name it.
quality.
Rocco played him this year, right? And while he is not going to be available for the NHL draft until the year 2027, we just thought we would get this record breaking point total producing young man on with us because we know scouts are already drooling over what he's able to do out on the ice and just imagining what this guy is going to be like when he hits 18 and can be drafted. So Steele, let's throw this man some questions. How about it?
All right, I think we can do that. Rocco, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go, man. We promise that they're not going to be too hard for you, okay?
Uh,
So we heard Lance talk about all your accolades this past season, right? So could you maybe give us an NHL player that you sort of um, take your game after or emulate, or is there somebody that you kind of try to, you know what I mean, like try to play their game? I mean, I know you're playing your game, but do you take different parts from different guys, or who? What? And give us kind of a comparison where you think you are.
Yeah. I mean, I like Austin Matthews, kind of like every other kid, and his goal scoring is just off the charts. And yeah, but I kind of try to emulate my defensive game around Patrice Bergeron,
Oh, okay.
strong way center. put the puck in the net and is also very reliable in the D zone. So
That's some pretty lofty company there, buddy. Yeah, okay, all right.
I mean, that's all scouts are going to want to hear and management's going to want to hear is a forward with your type scoring ability and defensive awareness and willingness to play the defensive side of the game and become a 200-foot player. As you did this year. But yeah, that's amazing to hear somebody as young as you
Have
saying
that
that
mindset. Yeah.
that is something that they're striving towards. Because most guys your age are just worried about putting the puck in the back of the net and being a hero. So that's awesome. Um, all right. Well, first off, let me say, that we are happy to have you on because we get to talk to so many prospects, but none of them are kind of local to us. So, I'm from Delaware, and Steele's right up in PA. So, for us to get a local talent like yourself, a Jersey boy,
Yep.
to be able to join us is refreshing. We talked to so many, guys from north of the border and everything, and different spots all over the country. But how did you come to play for Mount St. Charles? Like, that's quite a bit of ways from your home. And can you talk a bit on that?
yeah, so me and my brother grew up in the same rink over at Hollydale. Had the same coach for years, Tom Bunning. He does an amazing job over there. And I've kind of always just followed in my brother's footsteps, do what he does. So he went to Mount for his 15 and 16 year, and I just saw the success that he had there and the success that he had now, and I just thought like, I could replicate that and continue it.
I think you're off to a good start.
Ca-
170 points. I think you're off to a good start there. Yeah.
Carrying on the family name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying.
There. I mean, there's one thing that they're always told you. Carry on your family name and make us proud, right? And don't screw it up,
Yep.
right? Okay. Okay. So school's ended for you this year, right? How'd it go? How'd you do?
School wise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I did pretty good. I got high honors.
Okay.
Well, now that's even more impressive. How about that, Lance? High honors. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
mean, considering was it your first year kind of really being away from home and that kind of setting and
Yeah.
uh, you know, obviously traveling a little bit more than you probably did in the past. I mean, you've played tournaments down in Florida and everywhere all over the country this year. So to keep, your grades up and to achieve high honors, I think that's saying something considering how much hockey you played this year.
You
Yeah.
know, with with having the grades like that, Rocco, that will open a lot more doors for you. Not just academically, okay, but that will open doors for you, especially in the NCAA. Do you know what I mean? When you have grades like that,
Hmm.
because now you can go to, and approach teams and go, well, okay, but I got grades like this, and they'll be
I
like,
don't think he's going to have to approach anybody.
well,
I think
well,
they're
but
going to be approaching him, but yeah,
okay, but you know what I mean, right? Okay,
right,
so
right.
so, but I think that's really good, and how since this was your first time away, you know what I mean. What was it like to try to balance the hockey and the school? You know what I mean? Because you did play a lot of hockey all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So what was it like to try to balance those two?
Yeah, the teachers were very forgiving. They gave us a couple days. If we were gone, say Thursday, Friday, they'd give us till Tuesday to finish our work.
Okay.
And we were also able to keep up with it on the road, bring our school stuff, and we have most of our classes with our teammates, so that helps too.
There you go.
Oh wow. Okay, there you go. That's awesome, man. That's great. And that was probably, the fact that you were able to continue to do that instead of falling behind. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's where a lot of guys get into trouble where they, because they fall behind in the schoolwork. You know what I mean? So, man, that's really impressive. That's really impressive, Rocco.
Thank you.
All right. So since we're talking about school, let's talk about chemistry and not the class, but the type that you were able to develop with some of the teammates that you had on there this season. Scuderi and your goaltender Nathaniel. Like you guys kind of stood out, and did you know those guys beforehand? I think they're all New Jersey natives too, right?
Yeah, so we had 4 guys from our team last year, which our team last year had some pretty good success too. Uh, Me, Scuderi, Chiswick, and Costello. So, we know each other, and a couple of the other guys on the team we grew up playing against in different tournaments and on different tournament teams. So,
Right.
kind of helps when you know everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say for sure. And that helps to build that. Um, when you're hanging around with the guys and everything else like that, that's kind of that gives you that insight as well too. So speaking about being hanging around with the guys and everything, what do you like to do away from the rink that's fun?
Yeah, I mean, I like to golf.
All right.
Golfing's
Okay,
golfing's my thing. Yeah,
That's
okay.
pretty popular answer when we ask that question. What are you swinging club wise?
just top flights.
Okay, cool,
Okay.
cool, cool, cool.
All right.
Now, does your brother golf too?
Yeah,
He's
Okay, all right. And so, who's better?
I think he's got the edge on me right now. I'm
Okay,
definitely gonna catch up to him.
okay, all right, okay.
well, you got all summer to work on it. He's got to go to development
Yeah,
camp
See,
and
right?
everything
Yes.
else.
See
So
there.
you
You
can hit
see,
you
you're
can
gonna
hit the
have the
course a
chance.
little bit and try to whip up on him later when all that settles down.
yeah,
So all right. So you played in some big tournaments this year. Uh, that saying that would be an understatement because you went from Florida and played the Exposure Cup down there where you beat the Huron Perth Lakers in the finals. Uh, you played in the Northeast Pac Championships, which is a huge tournament everybody knows about and everybody's watching that one. And you beat the Penn's Elite there. Um, so tell us, what were you able to take away from playing in a tournament at that level and competition?
yeah. So we played, including national tournament. We played seven tournaments this year, and
Wow.
we won 6 out of the 7. And the one that we lost in semifinals in overtime. So we knew how to play big games and play good competition like we were playing all year. So kind of just took it like another game, stay focused, and actually in Florida, I think that's kind of where we flipped the switch, and we had nationals set as our goal, even though that was our goal from the beginning of the year. I just think we wanted it even more after that one.
That's all
Yeah, I
good,
mean,
man.
definitely. You guys definitely seem to grow as a
Yeah,
team, even though, like you just said, a couple of you, are used to playing together. I think you grew as a team more and more throughout the season,
agreed.
and you just became more comfortable with each other out there, and as most teams do. But I think playing in all those tournaments, going up to the nationals. You guys were just ready, for that type of competition by that point. So that's awesome. Awesome to see. I'm stoked for next year. I can't
I know.
wait.
I'm
So
I'm
Yeah,
I'm excited as well too. It's see those are the kinds of things that we look forward to. Those kinds of games and tournaments that it's not just we watch the IIHF and that kind of stuff too, but we watch a lot of the other tournaments too, the Bean Pot tournament, and we definitely are tuned into what's going on with all the little mini tournaments that happen among all the other teams and stuff like
yeah.
that. And but I got to tell you, so now, all right. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I used to be a chef. So I have to ask you, what's your favorite pregame meal? Do you have one? And if you do, what is your favorite pregame meal or what is your go to?
Yeah, I don't really have one, not like
mm,
a set one, but chicken and rice, broccoli. Seem to like that a lot, but if there is one thing, I have to be chewing mint gum.
Okay.
While you're
Uh,
playing?
what? No, while getting dressed, and then
Okay.
for warm ups,
Okay.
spit it out before the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you don't chew it during the game.
No.
Always
Uh,
before the game, though.
Yep.
Okay. And does one skate have to go on first, or okay? Anything
Always the
else?
right side first.
Okay.
Always the right. Always the right. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
All
I
right.
think I
There you
chewed gum
go.
a lot too, but it was harder to like talk trash, so I ended up spitting it out like, during intermission or something. So, but all right. That's a good
Good deal.
deal.
Good deal.
Chicken and rice is always a huge favorite amongst guys we interview. It's good protein, I guess,
Right.
and
And
fill you up, give you
right.
some energy before the game.
And I've heard that the Chick-fil-A sauce is pretty good with it. So I don't know.
I haven't
I'm
tried that yet.
conceding some
I'll have
points
to
here.
try
So
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
uh
Past
oh.
players said it's sets it
Conceding
next
things
level.
now.
Yeah,
Good to know.
yeah. All right, so tell us. You mentioned him a little bit, and your brother, of course, was drafted by the Bruins last summer. Uh, how big a part did he play, and maybe still play, in your game? Developing and as you face tougher and tougher competition now.
Yeah. I mean, he's always been my role model, and we've always been competing against each other, like if it's just mini hockey or NHL. So I always just want to beat him and be better than him in everything. But he teaches me a lot. He's always on me on the ice, like pushing me to get better and all that stuff, and you know, helping my mentality, helping me to stay confident and all that stuff.
That's exactly
All
what
right,
big brothers are for, right?
right.
Yep.
See, there you go. And we think that he's molding a pretty good guy here. You know what I mean? So he's qualified, I think, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So you played in a lot of tournaments. You played in a lot of hockey. You played a lot of hockey. Can you give us a name of a player that impressed you?
That you
Yeah. I
played
mean,
against this year or
Yeah, that you
anything?
played against, or and
yeah. There's a couple kids on that Shattuck team, Ethan Sung and Nolan Fitzhenry, Diego Gutierrez. They're all top-notch players. Um, there's a goalie on Boston Junior Eagles, Justin Lee. He's high end. He's very good. Moves well. Big goalie.
Good deal. Guys you'll probably see again
see
one
again,
day, yeah?
right? Did you have a hard time scoring against him, or did you get some against him?
Yeah, we played them 5 times and we went 2-2-1 against them.
Yeah, all
Okay.
right. That's a mark for next year, buddy. We'll be looking for you next year, buddy.
All right. So, I'm pretty sure of the answer here, but have you made up your mind yet about where you'll be, playing next season? Are you gonna go, yeah, you're gonna go back
Yeah,
and yeah, and try 15U there? Okay.
Nice.
All
go
right.
back
Well,
and
I
try.
mean, I think you guys should be set for another run. Everybody
Yeah,
sounds like they're going to be staying, and all right, that sounds exciting. Anything you want to kind of work on this summer? It's hard to say with you putting up 170 points this year, but do you have any plans on working on anything this summer to kind of be that much better next year?
yeah. I think I just got to work on my skating. You see all these pros, and there's one thing that they're all good at, and it's their skating. So, got to get my skating better and round out my 200-foot game.
All
There you
right.
go. I mean, those are always good things to work on, and you that's the one thing that you're gonna hear a lot is that 200-foot responsibility. So I'm gonna actually steal one of Lance's questions, and I'm gonna say, so pretend like Lance and I are the GM of a team that's getting ready to draft you, okay? And you're being interviewed now for this job. So tell me, Rocco, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, I mean, I bring a hard game, competitive. I hate to lose even more than I love to win, so I'm always going to leave it all out there, and you're going to get the best from me every time I step on the ice.
There you go, man. I like that. That's
All right,
good.
all right, all right.
Get
That's
used to that
wise words.
question.
Yeah, yeah,
Get used to that question.
yeah. Guys are going to be asking that in a couple of years and seeing where your head is, and it sounds like it's in the right spot, man. You know, you're wise beyond your years. Not only your play, but you know, just your mentality already at such a young age. So definitely sounds like you're on the right path. But we talked about the national championship game, and you know, it was very close game. You guys went to overtime. Um, you know, how did it feel to beat that level of team that, you know, previous developed guys like, you know, Crosby and Jonathan Taves and McKinnon? You know, can you talk about, like, you know, that battle? Were they really that much above everybody else that you might have played this year?
Um, yeah, I think so. They got a couple guys that we play summer tournaments with, and a couple guys on our team. So it's been a battle all year. They've held that number one spot, so we were kind of the underdogs going into that game,
Right.
even though we had the number one seed. But we still played as the underdogs, and it was just amazing to win. And it's just great for our program, build Mount up, put them at a level with Shattuck and all the other great programs.
Exactly, and that's I think that's exactly what your team did this year by taking that national championship, and running with that. You know what I mean? And congratulations, by the way. I mean, that's a good
Thank
thing
you.
to add to your resume, man. So congratulations, bro. That's awesome, man.
I see
Takes you.
most of the blonde is going away though.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You guys all were bleach blonde for the tournament. Yeah, for that final
yeah.
game. So that's couldn't tell you apart unless I saw the back of the jersey
Or
and
the
stuff because
number.
everybody had blonde locks flowing out of the
Right.
back of their helmets. So
Gonna have to do it again next year.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, well, it works.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
yeah, I
right.
wouldn't mess with it, right?
right.
If it ain't broke,
Right,
don't fix it, right?
right,
Hmm.
right.
So my last question is going to be this. Rocco, what would you pretend now you're the big brother? And who would you tell, or what would you tell your little brother or the next guy coming up or whatever? What would you tell them about how to be where you are right now?
Yeah. It's all in the little things. You got to keep your habits good, keep your head focused. It only gets harder from there. And if you just have that drive and you love doing it, then you could go wherever you want.
That's pretty sage advice, man. What do you think?
Right. I gotta tell you, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by this young man and you know, where he might end up in the next couple of years because I think he's going to do big things. So, Rocco, again, we appreciate you joining us today. We look to hit you up maybe next season and check back in with you. So, you know, if you're willing, we would definitely appreciate that and see where you're heading and check back in with you along your journey. Because I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a fast and impressive one. So, um, appreciate your time and thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Exactly. This is what this is all about here. We're here to promote you. We're here to promote your game, and also help to try to, get more. Like you need more people to come and see your YouTube videos, because. Okay, whatever. But thank you very much for being here, Rocco. We really appreciate it. Lance, thank you very much for rocking this out here and for such a great article. Also, you can check out the article will be posted on the description for the show. as well too. So be sure to look for that as well as when the show does come out. So thank you all very much for tuning in and checking us out. Very special thanks to Spreaker for all your help in getting us out there, all the podcasting platforms. And very much thank you to our wonderful guest, Rocco, and of course, Lance. I'm your co host, Ron SteelFlyers, and we will catch you all on the next episode of Prospect Watch.